of that with a new generation of applications. We expect eventually that the majority of uses of the internet will be on mobile phones. Mobile phone usage is growing faster than personal computers. There are many more of them, on the order of 4 billion in the world. In our lifetime, the majority of people, at least 5 billion, maybe 5.5 billion, will have mobile phones.
The exponent.
Everyone being able to communicate to almost everyone being able to communicate. We're also going from almost no one having any kind of information and access to libraries to virtually everyone having access to every piece of information in the world. That is an enormous accomplishment for humanity. I try very hard not to show stuff that's not generally available.
Okay, but speaking of stuff that's...
Kimon.
Well, two comments, David. One is, many years ago at my Gamma Institute, we looked at this whole information explosion, and we came up with the concept of IOIU, information overload, information underuse. That when this information overload leads to information underuse. So when you have too much information, you decide to forget about it.
Yeah.
And what I think we have now is a plethora of information to the point that we're drowning in information. And someone made a good metaphor. He says information is a little bit like water. You need water to live. But if you have too much water, you'll drown. And there's a danger in drowning in too much information. And so you need information filters to give you less information rather than more. And filtering information is the new challenge. This is my first comment. My second comment is I'm really concerned with what's happening with property rights. I don't read the papers anymore. I read everything on my iPhone. I read the New York Times, I read the Globe,
Yep.
I read everything. And I don't understand the business model. How can these people survive? Well, in fact, they're not surviving because a number of newspapers are closing, and I think in the end, we'll probably, within 5 to 10 years, all our reading is going to be done on screen rather than on paper. I mean, with Kindle and with all these things, Apple is coming out with a tablet, which will be a bigger iPhone. So all these things make me think that if there's no property rights on information, people are information workers, like I am. I mean, I've never produced anything other than information. If that information is a free good, how can I make a living out of it? So I think the property rights aspect is the other thing that concerns me, because I really don't understand how these people can give all this information for free. Of course, the Google model is to try and sell you something with the sponsored links. But even that comes to a limit, because I get 2 newspapers at home and they go straight into recycling, and the real reading I do is all online. So these are my 2 concerns.
Very easy. Well, let's try and solve them both. But
I've met educators who are doing this. I was giving you the extreme example.
Right.
The most important accomplishment I've seen in education has been the development of these community sites around topic areas. So some of the best teachers in physics and chemistry and so forth get together and they put together lessons, ostensibly as an online lesson plan, but it's really to get a compendium of information. And we have a lot of evidence that committed people, professionals like people here in the audience, who work collaboratively across all the United States, produce an enormously valuable product. And that product can serve as the basis for the next revision of textbooks, the next revision of certification, and I think it's wonderful. Phenomenal achievement, and it's not slowing down. All of the evidence about Moore's Law says that it will go on for another 10 to 15 years. Eventually, we run into problems with photolithography and literally the speed of light, but we're not quite there yet. So for the next 10 or 15 years, you'll see this kind of compound benefit. So I like to think of it this way. If you figure that out, that means that in 5 years, it'll be 10 times cheaper or faster. In 10 years, by the way, that's 100 times cheaper or faster. And in 15 years, it's 1,000 times cheaper and faster. So unless something changes in 15 years, I have a grandson, he'll be 18 in 15 years. He will have all of the world's information, every video, every movie, and so forth, on a single hard drive. If he started watching it, he cannot finish watching it in 85 years. He'll always be frustrated.